Hello, friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of Caught on the Mic with Michael Clark. Joining me on the podcast today is MMA Middleweight Caleb Crump, or as he is affectionately known as, the Peaceful Warrior. He's based out of Colorado, trains out of high altitude martial arts, is a part of Forge Fight Club Denver, the newly minted fight team based out of high altitude martial arts. We have a great conversation. We talk about his MMA career and what could be in the future for him. Check it out right now. And as always, listener and viewer discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long time coming. 2 years ago, I made the trip, my annual pilgrimage out to Colorado. I got to spend a little bit of time at high altitude martial arts. This next young man that's joining me on the podcast was there training with everybody on a Thursday afternoon. It was a who's who where your neck would snap in half because of how fast it was twisting around, with all the MMA greats in that room. On October 5th, 2024, he is fighting for a title for Battle MMA Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the show today is Caleb Crump. How the heck are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Michael. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man, thanks for doing it. Thanks for doing the show, brother. It's always a pleasure whenever I get to talk to some of my Colorado friends. I feel that my show is just logged full of Colorado friends, and I don't hate a thing about that. So are you looking forward to this fight or what?
Yeah, man, I'm super grateful. I've been through it. You know, I fought some tough people. Some people maybe I shouldn't have fought, and I've basically taken the long road. Honestly, last year I lost a split decision fight to a Jackson Wink fighter in Jackson Wink, and I really questioned if I should be doing MMA. And I was like, maybe I'll just focus on jiu-jitsu, and I did a bunch of jiu-jitsu, but I thought about it, and nah, man, I love MMA. I keep improving. I really like the challenge of it, and I know that I can perform better. So I decided not to hang it up, not to go out like that. So I kept working, took some time off, and then I got a fight. Art Petrosian got me a fight for Peak Fighting Championships. I got to fight Jared McLaughlin. I had crazy 13 weeks of notice for that fight. I just got to really hone in on my MMA, and I went out and I got a finish, and then couple weeks later, I got another opportunity to take another fight, and I got another finish in Virginia, and that set me up for this title fight. So
It's funny you talk about how you focused a little bit on jiu-jitsu or more on jiu-jitsu. You know, your record of your wins, you have a 71% win rate by submission. So that's no accident, is it, sir?
no, I want to finish the fight. A lot of times, yeah, I want to get a submission. I am also looking to diversify though and get some knockouts. I'm fighting a black belt, October 5th. So I'm working my hands. Judo's the gym, I'm pretty sure. I'm Buena Vista. So I'm gonna be looking to do more striking, but overall, I just want to finish the fight. I'll get the submission. I'll take whatever. I don't want to leave it up to the judges. That was part of the thing when I lost that split decision in Jackson Wink. I just felt like I won that fight, and it was I shouldn't have even left it up to the judges at all, and that was my fault. And I take responsibility for that, accountability. Obviously, you can't finish everyone, but every single fight I go in looking to not need the judges.
Right, absolutely. There's Burt Watson is notorious for his quote, "If you leave it up to the judges, they're only going to make you cry." Right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
So that's kind of sets the table really well. Let's take a step backwards a little bit and let's talk about your origin story, kind of what brought you to Colorado, what got you into MMA and jiu-jitsu, and the mindset that makes up your makeup of being a fighter.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. So, I mean, I guess it started wrestling would have been when I started martial arts, right? That's wrestling in middle school. And I had a really good coach, really inspirational coach that like just expected greatness from us and like expected hard work. And we always just want to do our best. And that was really great to have a great coach like that. Both the teams in 7th and 8th grade, we were like team state champions. And I just got a good start that way. And then I wrestled through high school. And I ended up wrestling in college. And then after I tore my ACL my senior year, I didn't get to compete my senior year, but I did get the opportunity to wrestle at the Olympic Training Center in 2016. So I jumped at that and went to go train some Greco. And then I really started jumping into MMA, Victory MMA in Colorado Springs. And then when I went pro, I decided to move to Denver, train with like a lot of the best guys in the world, really. Denver's amazing.
It's insane.
The resources we have here, phenomenal. There's endless reasons to love it here.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about how you made that connection. You know, as you said, you moved to Colorado Springs to train at the Olympic Training Center in 2016. What was your pathway to connecting with the folks at high altitude in Denver? Kind of what led you there and who brought you into the fold?
I'm always just looking to do the best, improve and like cross training and stuff. So I kind of started cross training my buddy. He actually owns a gym now in Colorado Springs called the Den. Dante Liberato. He brought me up to train at Easton. I met Valor Caballero there at Easton Centennial, and then kind of was able to get involved with the team that way.
What were some of the training advantages that you had moving from Tucson to Colorado Springs? Like, did the elevation really kind of make an impact on your conditioning, like your cardio and such?
I mean, technically, I moved from Muskogee, Oklahoma to Colorado. That's where I graduated college in Oklahoma.
Sure.
But yeah, I've always been known for like good cardio. Actually, it's always been like a strong suit of mine. I was running. I was doing a lot of running. Actually, aware of the elevation change before I came out, and like the first week, I think I did the incline, like totally covered in snow. Or no, it was like the first month. Because I don't think it was the first week. It was the first time I did the incline. It was covered in snow, and I did the incline a lot, honestly. But no, I think it's a good advantage. Yeah, training up here, exactly. I worked really hard to get acclimated, because of that, and then now I just kind of stay keeping advantage of that. I'm like kind of like weaponized cardio, I've trained a lot with Neil Magny, look up to that dude a lot, and he's like a great, example of like weaponized cardio, man. He can just push and push and push, and we pushed each other a ton, man. We've trained a lot, so I've kind of been able to develop that into my game as well.
Yeah. So the first time you did the incline, was it intimidating to you at all?
Yeah, especially I didn't know about the false summit, so I was like, I made it. Oh no.
Yeah, it's funny for those of you that are unaware, and it's been a while since I've talked about it. We're talking about the Manitou incline, and they say it takes 3 hours for emergency crews to get there if something happens on the incline. It's crazy, right?
I wouldn't want an emergency to happen there now. I mean, but it's beautiful. The views are amazing. It's like a mile up, basically. They tried to build a railroad up into the mountains. They got like a mile high, and they're like, this doesn't happen. And then it just became like a tourist attraction, almost like just running up there.
Yeah.
The bar trail down's really beautiful as well.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I love that area. That's kind of like I call that area like Manitou Springs, Woodland Park, Colorado Springs. I call that home away from home. My family, on average, we go out there at least once a year. And like when I was out there 2 years ago, actually, that was the last time I was out. I couldn't make the trip last year. Um, I just love the scenery. I love what it does to a person mentally. It's like a light switch. Like all your problems go away, and life is just better whenever you're in the Manitou area. Isn't that the truth?
Oh man, I love mountain time, dude. That's what's so cool about Colorado. It's like therapy, just being out in nature. It just feels good. Air's fresh, just no worries. You're just enjoying God's green earth.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, on top of all of this, you're a dad. You have an 8-year-old son named Leo. So, how do you balance that time with being a father and being a professional fighter? And how does he react to all of this?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a struggle because his mom brought him out to Virginia, so I have to go to Virginia as often as possible.
Sure.
So I'm working to. I'd like to get a house out here, and I could bring him out here. I'm figuring it all out, but I'm grateful that my son is seeing that my actions are aligning with my words. Kind of the point was to show him with the actions that you can accomplish your dreams and you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. If you work hard, surround yourself with the right people, just keep growing and improving. It is possible. You absolutely got to believe in yourself. And I just felt like the only way to authentically tell that to him was to show him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's taking up after me. He's going to be 10 times better than me. He's won like, I don't know, man, like 13 out of his first 15 jiu-jitsu tournaments. He recently won ADCC Youth, like advanced division in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. He got like 6 submissions on the way to doing that. He ended up taking second in the intermediate. He did intermediate. He's just super good. And it's really cool to see my son is like, I don't know, he's believing in himself, and that's like awesome. And he's doing great.
Yeah, that's the benefit of martial arts, isn't it? Is the level of confidence that it builds in a person, no matter how good you are or aren't, just your ability to navigate everyday life in a different approach than maybe you did the day before. How has your involvement with jujitsu, mixed martial arts, and the fighting world impacted your level of confidence?
I guess all the way back, bringing it back to middle school or even elementary school, kids would kind of like pick on each other. So I got picked on and I ended up would fight back, and I would have to fight. And then I ended up like kind of liking the aspect of fighting, but not liking the aspect of bullying or like having to fight, but more choosing to fight. In high school, I like started a fight club and just like let people fight who wanted to fight, consensual fights. And since my first cage fight, I haven't been in a single altercation outside of the cage. I haven't fought anyone. Um, and okay, so I just realized my ex girlfriend kind of like attacked me. I had to like hold her for a second, but I didn't like fight her. But the point is, I'm good with. I don't feel the need to fight, and I feel like I can
Yeah.
protect myself, and that like also I think it just gives off the energy that people don't want to mess with.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I do point that out anytime I have a fighter on my show, is that the balance it brings to a person's life without trying to get all Cobra Kai Miyagi Do about it. But there is a certain level of balance that um, that fighting brings to a fighter's personality that makes them a little bit more calm, a little bit more cool, and a little bit more collected in their everyday life.
Superpowers. Those are superpowers. Calm, cool, and collect are superpowers.
Yes, yes, yes. That said, where are some of your interests outside of the fight world? What are some of the things that you're into that bring additional balance to your life?
I'm glad that you asked. I got it's getting a little colder here, so we're about to be in snowboard season.
Ah,
Before it gets too cold, it is still we got mountain bike season, we got paddle boards. I like doing things outside, being in nature, being active. I'm like really big fan of just movement and like um yeah, I like doing stuff, man. I don't like sitting in a desk doing like I don't know. It was hard for me to get through college, but made it, you know.
yeah, I think all of us kind of have that in us. It's just a matter of how we unlock it. I think we're, as human beings, we're not meant to be sedentary type people. We're meant to be active. We're meant to like do things and do things with our hands and do things with our bodies. And yeah, absolutely. Because I know how my temperament is a million times different if I'm in the gym on a regular basis as opposed to just sitting at a desk doing desk work. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's depressing. It's depressing. I could, I had to, I had to be moving around, and um, I'm grateful that I'm like, starting to get paid like decent, and it's gonna grow for doing what I actually love doing. I love training, but like challenging myself, working to be the best. So, uh, I'm grateful to like get a professional title. October 5th, I'll be the first one. Minis.
Heck yes, heck yes. Now let's talk a little bit about the culture out there because I think any great organization is made or broken by culture. And one thing that I notice in particular is all the fighters associated with high altitude, great people, like strong sense of community, and the newly minted Forge Fight Club, Denver. Let's talk a little bit about the Fight Club. Like, how excited are you guys for this new journey with the Fight Club?
I'm blessed and grateful to be a part of it, man. Like it's just really cool to see how many different coaches that we have working together to like really just create excellence. I think we're all in the pursuit of excellence, and like the kind of like the new Forge Fight Club I think is just like a doubling down on like a commitment to excellence as well as working together. We have a lot of like superstars and a lot of chiefs, working together to just create the best I think we want to everyone wants to be the best in the world. I think that's kind of the goal, like be the best, or like why are you here? And it's really cool. I think we have like a standard of of excellence. Like winning isn't enough. Like did you finish? Was it impressive? Like how effective were you? How efficient were you? How prepared were you? So it's just big blessing to be in that environment. And you can't help but grow.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. There's a quote that says something to the effect of if the only way you can improve in life is by putting yourself in the room with people that are better than you know? And I try and apply that in my own life. Like I don't want to be the best guy in the room because I won't learn anything. So I want to be around people that challenge me and have that sense of respect and have that sense of teamwork because those are strong core values in my own life. How do core values apply to your life? How important is that sense of integrity for you?
It's everything. It's everything, man. Like your word is super important. Like you make commitment. I think that's it. That's what you got to do. Um, Even if it's painful, that's why it's also important to choose your words carefully and not just, say this or that if you don't plan on doing it. I want to be a world champion, so I'm going to do everything I can to be a world champion, and like that's just a commitment that I made, and I'm on that journey. And yes, integrity is everything, man.
Yes. Yeah. So who are some of your favorite people to train with?
I mean, Neil Magny's a guy I trade a ton with, and I look up to him. I mean, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer for sure. Most wins in the UFC welterweight division, which is like phenomenal that I get to train with that guy. I've Drew Dober I worked with a lot. Been working. We just have a ton of talent, man, and like I could just name every single training partner. It's really cool, and the coaches. Uh, yeah, man, we've done something special, and yes,
I
sir.
love that. I love that. I love that. If you were to summarize it, kind of what's your 1 year goal versus what your 5 year goal is?
Love that. Love that. Thank you for asking. 1 year goal is absolutely be in the big leagues. We go out, we collect this belt battle, maybe collect a couple more regional belts, whatever we got to do. Win 3 more fights, finish everybody. I think we getting a call up, whether it's one, PFL, Bellator, UFC, we getting a call up. And that's the plan within 1 year. And then 5 year is become the world champion of whatever big league I'm in. That's it. That's the 1 year and 5 year plan.
Yes, yes. And you were just at a one event in Colorado last night, weren't you?
Bro, that was my first major event, like big leagues. And that was so cool to see the energy and just the production and like just seeing all these guys get $50,000 bonuses. It was just like really cool. It was really cool. And I was like, I know I'll be there soon.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how does that impact your own personal motivation whenever you go fight in a regional organization and then you go watch a big leagues firsthand? Like that's got to light a fire under you unlike anything else.
Yeah, man, it really just shows me what's possible. Like I just got, like paid like chump change. And these guys are really getting like, let's go buy a house. Like let's really set ourselves up here. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see that level of professionalism, that level of like talent, skill, heart. Like those guys are fighting their hearts out, man. And yeah, it was cool to see, like everyone, excellence. It was just excellence. And I just want to, portray that in what I do as well.
I love that. I love that. So if you had to pick one right now in an organization, and don't worry, I'm not going to let you shoot yourself in the foot, but if you had to pick one right now, gut instinct, who would you sign with?
So to be honest, I think PFL is sick, man. You're fighting for $1 million every year.
Yeah.
So like I could literally become a millionaire next year. That's not gonna happen with UFC or any other organization. So as far as like biggest payout, PFL. And then I also was at CJI. I got to witness CJI. I was there in person, and that was cool. They, made the first millionaires in jiu-jitsu. I also want to do that, man. I want to be a multi-million-dollar, multi-sport athlete. Jiu-jitsu, MMA. I want to be the world champion.
Love that. So do you see coaching in your future later down the line?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to give back. I've already thought about opening a gym, but I decided to at least wait until I'm a black belt. But I'm going to be on the mats till I die, man. I'm just passionate about the sport. I absolutely love it. It does not feel like work to me. It feels like play. I love it. I'm grateful. So yeah, I don't know how everything's going to work out, but I'm just going to do the best I can with my career and then just, walk by faith, take one step at a time and figure it out as I go.
I love that, man. So where can my audience find you if they want to follow you online?
The Peaceful Warrior MMA.
I love that. I gotta tell you, the minute I saw your screen name and your handle, I think that says everything. The Peaceful Warrior. I love that, man. I love that. I love the mindset. My last question and my wrap-up question is a lot of fun for people to ponder, but what's your singular piece of advice for making the world a better place tomorrow than what it is today?
I mean, it's really, have to say it's just making yourself better. It makes the whole world better. Like just it's within, and how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. Are you taking care of yourself? Is your cup full enough that you can overflow and pour into other people? So it definitely starts from us. Making the world a better place is just loving yourself, loving other people.
Yes, yes. Man, I tell you what, as of right now, it's looking like I'm going to be making the trip out to Colorado. Unfortunately, not in time for your fight, but a week or two later. But I'm hoping we can connect in the real world. I'm hoping to make an appearance at high altitude while I'm out there.
Straight, man. I'm there 6 days a week.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm hoping we can run into each other in the real world. But man, thank you so much for doing the podcast. I appreciate you, man. The world's a much better place with you in it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. God bless. I appreciate it.